All right, short, straight, and to the point. AJ has something to say before we get started.
Me.
Yeah, you're the one who said you were going to do.
Okay, so obviously the Critics' Choice Awards have been taking a bit of a tumble in credibility.
Yeah.
More and more with each passing year. Because they were actually quite nice and a very interesting precursor for a while there, back in the day. But then for some reason, they got super concerned about their ratings. So, despite the fact that everybody showed up for them, usually, still, they got real concerned about their ratings. So they decided that they were going to add Best Comedy and Best Action Movie and Best Sci-Fi Horror and acting categories for those.
The MTV Movie Awards, basically.
Which is ridiculous in itself, but was tolerable, because at least it was still movie-related, I suppose.
Right.
Even though they get so desperate with the nominees, because it's like they realize it's a bad idea, but it's too late to turn back on now. So they just go with it and put some shitty nominees in there to fill up and take up space. So I think last year they filled up to all the way to 5 this year, but I think they only did 3 last year.
Yeah, it was bad.
But if this isn't enough of a bullshit clusterfuck enough, they've added TV categories. This is kind of where I draw the line.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to have, like I said, we're going to be watching Butch and Sundance in theaters on Sunday anyway. So, but the only thing is even if we did watch whatever show they put on, we probably would have to end up looking up over half of what we care about anyway.
Yeah, it's weird. They don't really talk about the movie awards very much.
They probably won't even do the screenplays. They'll probably do the top 6, and then the different genre split-ups, and then the rest will be TV, and everything else you have to look up online.
Right.
Which is, we have to look up all the tech categories anyway before. It used to be before we go to commercials, here's a long list of what won the techs. They didn't even do that last year. We just had to look it up.
That was lame.
And then there was the stuff with Tony Kushner. Remember when Tony Kushner won this for Lincoln for 2012?
Yeah.
And they ran out of trophies. So they took Tony Kushner's away from him to give to one of the actors.
That's right! I remember that, yeah.
And then there was
horrible.
You have people resigning from the place because they voted to put Star Wars in at 11th after they'd already done it because they couldn't wait. They had to come out with all the other nominees because they have to be like everybody else. And then they were like, oh shit, we don't have Star Wars in. But now that the Oscars are probably going to get Star Wars in, we should probably at least vote it into picture. They didn't bother with any of the other categories. They just said, we'll vote to see if we put it in picture or not. And they did.
Yeah.
And people resigned over it because they're like, well, this place has just gone to hell.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's clear. They don't even hide anymore that they basically exist just to try to predict the Oscars. They're not even really trying to award anything in particular. So I'm not even sure why we're doing this, but he was telling me it's an award show, it's aired, it's part of the game, most of all the categories are here, even if they don't air them. So, continue for the shits and giggles.
Basically what we're trying to say is, when it comes down to it, we're not going to be trying to predict television. So, anything that happens in the television portion of the awards have nothing to do with the game that we're playing.
Globe and SAG is one thing.
Right.
But when the show's already where it's at, and how many categories are already here, and the fact that we really just don't care, we'd be doing it for the game's sake.
Yeah, that's exactly what it'd be. More points for the game.
It's just a complete waste of time for everybody.
So pretty much we're boycotting the first half of the Critics' Choice Awards.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So.
Well,
yeah, basically. Because ratings, obviously, they're going to want to air the television awards. They don't, like you said, they don't really even air some of the important movie categories. So, what we're going to do is we are just us today. Ashley is unfortunately not here. He may join us later. He may not. Just kind of depends. We'll find out when we progress. We're going to go through all the categories as we always do, give our predictions, and they will count towards the score of the game that we've been playing through the entire award season. Now, I will also state that if the video does not equal out to Ashley's predictions anywhere, I will make sure that they are seen at some point, so his can be included in the game. So, we're not going to cheat here. I'm not going to cheat Ashley. It's not going to happen that way. We just got a lot to do and little time to do it, so that's the reason why we're doing this the way we are. That being said, let's get started. So we're going to start with the first category being Best Score. We have Carol, The Hateful Eight, The Revenant, Sicario, and Spotlight. AJ?
I'm kind of hoping that Morricone just kind of goes through this. This could totally be Burwell.
Okay.
It really could, and they could really. And yeah, though we say this every now and then in the text, they seem to go for something that's either off or something that actually wasn't eligible. So it could be The Revenant for all we know.
Yeah, good.
But probably half wishful thinking and half, not that it matters what they go with. I'm just against this whole thing.
I know.
It's between Morricone and Burwell, I imagine, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go with Morricone because it's just one or the other. Just go with one.
Yeah, that makes two of us. I think when it comes to score, the only challenger Morricone has this entire race for the entire duration is John Williams. He's not here, obviously, so this should be a pretty big cakewalk. I'm going to go with Morricone as well.
I think in the grand scheme of things, Burwell might have is more in there than you might think.
Yeah, but I still think Morricone is going to do quite well for himself this year. That's, again, maybe some wishful thinking.
Carol's underwhelming performance is getting your hopes up.
It makes me very happy
Don't
to
forget,
see
it's
that.
still got 6 nominations for the Oscars. So.
Yeah, I know it does. I don't think it's going to win much of anything, but we'll see what happens. Best song! We have Ellie Goulding, Love Me Like You Do from 50 Shades of Grey, Wiz Khalifa for See You Again from Furious 7. We have Diane Warren and Lady Gaga for Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground. Brian Wilson, One Kind of Love from Love and Mercy. Sam Smith, Writings on the Wall from Spectre. And David Lang for Simple Song No. 3 for Youth. Yes. I'm proud of myself for remembering that. This is tough.
I feel like it could be The Hunting Ground.
It could be.
But I said Love and Mercy.
Yeah.
Which, once again, of course, is not Oscar eligible. Obviously wasn't Oscar eligible.
Yeah, that's the problem I brought up in the Oscar video, but
It's weird to talk about the Oscar nominees in past tense now.
Yeah, I know, it's strange, isn't it? The fact that it happened a couple days ago. Especially since this video is going up on Saturday. But let me say that I could see any of these honestly winning. Really, I could. But I'm going to go with personal bias a little bit more here as well, and I'm going to go with Love and Mercy as well, so... And AJ knows that we are not cheating off each other because mine are above my head and his are on a piece of paper, and I have not seen his, and he is now just seeing mine, so... If we match a lot, it's because that's just how it fell, I guess. Best Documentary Feature! We have Amy, Cartel Land, Going Clear, Scientology, and the Prison of Belief. He Named Me Malala, The Look of Silence, and Where to Invade Next.
Well, Tom Cruise won't be accepting any more of their invitations.
Ooh, probably not.
Here I'm going to... I imagine at the Oscars, The Look of Silence is going to be the one that ends up coming out on top, but for here, I would say without a doubt it would be Amy. Well, no, not completely without a doubt. The Look of Silence has done really well today, but Amy's definitely the safe bet, so...
Again, it seems like to you guys out there that we're copying each other, but... I can assure you we're not. I'm going with Amy as well.
Or these are just that obvious.
Yeah, they are that obvious.
Not as obvious as this next one, but...
Best Foreign Language Film! We have The Assassin, Goodnight Mommy, Mustang, The Second Mother, and Son of Saul. AJ?
Son of Saul.
Yeah, I'm not making the same mistake again. Son of Saul wins. Alright, let's go to the MTV Movie Award, shall we? Best Sci-Fi / Horror Film. I take offense to this, and I did last time, because some of these movies aren't to win if they're hi-fi, and some of the movies shouldn't win if it's horror only. I don't like them being combined like this. It drives me nuts. Because we have one horror movie in this list. Technically two, if you really want to look deep into the story.
Ex Machina.
Yes, of course. We have Ex Machina, we have It Follows, Jurassic World, Mad Max Fury Road, and The Martian.
Obviously, Mad Max comes in again in another one of these categories later.
Mm-hmm.
It's in both of them for some reason.
Right.
So I can easily see it taking both, but I would think maybe they might try to split it up a little bit.
It would be nice.
Especially for something that's a little more actually this genre.
Yeah.
So I said The Martian for here. unsurely, but
To be honest, I really want to go with Ex Machina here. That's the one I'd like to see win. But I think they're just going to cut out the middleman and say, let's give everything to Mad Max. Not everything, because obviously that's going against some things I say later, but still. Yeah, Mad Max wins here. Best Actress in a Comedy. Good lord. We have Tina Fey for Sisters, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Melissa McCarthy for Spy, Amy Schumer for Trainwreck, and Lily Tomlin for Grandma.
yeah, there are a couple of options, but
There really are.
I think this is going to be Lawrence.
It seems like it's a safe bet, but I'm not going to be safe here either because it failed for me at the Globes. Let me see if it works at the Critics' Choice Awards. I'm going with Amy Schumer for
Give
Trainwreck.
up on Schumer.
The critics do like her. You can't deny that. She does have critical love. She's actually getting a Critics' Award, like an honorary award, during the ceremony. I was reading that today.
So that's more time they'll take of not giving awards out.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I get to look at Amy Schumer for like 5 minutes. I'm down with that.
What's the next category?
Best Actor in a Comedy. We have Christian Bale and Steve Carell for The Big Short. We have Robert De Niro for The Intern. Okay. Bill Hader for Trainwreck. And your boy Jason Statham for Spy.
You didn't see The Intern. De Niro's kind of good in it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you run for Joy since that's the movie it's already nominated for other things?
Fuck Joy.
Well,
The Intern's better than Joy. My God, it's better than Joy.
What I've seen of The Intern, I agree with you. I know you love Statham and Spy.
Yeah, there's two. He almost seems like he gets the prize here because people love him in that movie.
Yeah, I know.
But I'd say it's between the Big Short guys, and the easy bet is Bale. So
Yeah, I wanted to go Carell here as a shock, but I think Bale's going to continue because other than the fact that he's going to be contending at the Oscars, he doesn't really have a chance to win. So this will be his big win for the year, if I had to guess. Best Comedy. We have The Big Short, Inside Out, Joy, Sister, Spy, and Trainwreck. Wow, what a wonderful list. There's a lot of bad movies in there.
I think you're good for something that's more comedic, like Spy or Inside Out or something. But I think they'll go with the clearly obvious choice of The Big Short.
I thought about going with Trainwreck here, going all in on it, but
What is it with you and Trainwreck?
it's the critics. It's the critics giving this award, and don't forget, I don't like this movie.
You make it sound like Trainwreck got like some huge reception. It didn't really.
Well,
that I
no,
remember.
but she does have like a critical love to her, and the movie could translate to that. But yeah, The Big Short's gonna win this. I'd really like to see them give it to Inside Out, to be honest. It needs an award other than animated. But
No, it doesn't.
yeah, yes, it does. But that's beside the point.
And Mona Lisa needs that one anyway. But
Well, if it could win the SAG, that's the only chance it really has. Best Actress in an Action Movie. God. Bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel. Emily Blunt for Sicario. Rebecca Ferguson for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Bryce Dallas Howard for Jurassic World. Jennifer Lawrence for Mockingjay Part 2. And Charlize Theron for Mad Max Fury Road.
to be fair, all of these performances are commendable to an extent.
Mhm.
I just never thought I'd see them nominated for an award.
Right.
Even like Bryce Dallas, obviously I hate Jurassic World, but Bryce Dallas Howard is hard to hate. So
She can win American
You can
Ninja
have
Warrior
that
in those
one.
heels.
this one is clearly no competition.
Yes, considering the fact that we're trying to get her into the Oscar race for a while.
Obviously, Charlize Theron will run away with this.
Exactly. Charlize Theron is going to be my answer as well. Best Actor in an Action Movie. This is a sweet list. Well, partially. Daniel Craig for Spectre, Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Tom Hardy for Mad Max Fury Road, as well as Chris Pratt for Jurassic World and Paul Rudd for Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd would be cool, and Cruise would be cool.
Cruise would be cool.
But since they nominated Glenn Clear, I don't think he's showing up. We have, there's one choice here that'll make me glad I'm not watching this show, probably, which is totally likely.
Yeah.
But with the whole Mad Max love, I would like to think that Hardy will just be pulled into that.
Yeah. It's been a great year for Tom Hardy. It really
I have
has.
a really sick feeling in my stomach about a show I'm not even going to watch, that they give it to fucking Pratt, but I would say...
I look at that list and I think Cruise, well... Oh.
You said some dude got mad at you over Mad Max?
Yes.
People are going to come back for me for Jurassic World in this video.
We've already got a lot of thumbs down and dislikes for the
They'll
fact
come and
that...
find me again. They will find me again.
Well, we'll get to that because we're going to move on to Best Action Movie. Fury 7, Jurassic World, Mad Max Fury Road, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, and Sicario.
There's some good shit in here.
There really is.
So this isn't even fair.
What I would give it to is obviously not what's not going to win.
Obviously.
Yeah.
it's going to go to Mad Max.
Yeah, it's going to Mad Max. I'd really like to see Mission Impossible win this.
Yeah.
That's the one that's the right answer here, but yeah.
I mean, there's 4 really good movies in there.
In Jurassic World. He doesn't even have to say it. Speaking of animated, since we're going to get into that right now, best animated feature, we have Anomalisa, The Good Dinosaur, Inside Out, the Peanuts movie, and Shaun the Sheep movie.
I'm very happy about Shaun the Sheep's presence here and its appearance in all of them.
I knew it was going to make it. I didn't say that it wasn't going to. I never was voting against it. Because nothing else was going to take its place. This is the Oscar lineup, obviously, without The Good Dinosaur and Peanuts, because they were taken out. But AJ, you going to go with it?
Is there a point? Inside Out, obviously.
Yeah, definitely Inside Out. Anomalisa could surprise here.
No, it couldn't.
But I doubt it.
Well, if they were like going along the lines of the Critics Awards, which they tend to do sometimes,
And the
Annies, it's basically the easiest way to predict these.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, this is Inside Out all day, every day. If it loses, I honestly think the only thing could possibly win is Anomalisa, because that's the only thing that, yeah, there's no way anything else has any chance. Visual effects. Oh my god. We've got 6. Okay. Ex Machina, Jurassic World, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and yes, The Walk.
This took some thinking, but I'm going to go with The Martian here.
The answer to this should be The Walk, honestly. Say my bias or not, I don't really care. You want to talk about visual effects, The Walk needs to win this. But
because I feel like Star Wars is going to take the Oscar for it.
It has a really good... Since The Walk has no chance, yeah, I'd say so.
So I feel like the second bet would be The Martian.
I want to go with The Revenant here, but because of the critics, I'm going with Mad Max. If anything else wins, I'm going to be happy, but for the sake of predictions, I'm going with Mad Max here. I think they're just going to love to give it pretty much anything they can here. Speaking of that, best makeup and hair. Black Mass, Carol, The Danish Girl, The Hateful Eight, Mad Max, Fury Road, and The Revenant.
I think this will pretty easily be Mad Max.
Yeah, it's Mad Max. I'd love to see this go to The Hateful Eight. Deservingly so could go to The Revenant and Black Mass. No.
Unless they want to unexpectedly go with The Danish Girl, which would be weird.
Yeah, Carol was the other thing that was jumping out at me here, but no, it was not to be. But speaking of that, best costume design, we have Brooklyn, Carol, Cinderella, The Danish Girl, and Mad Max Fury Road.
I almost went with Cinderella.
I thought about it, I really did.
But I ultimately stuck with Carol.
Yeah, I went with Carol as well. God, I hate this. This category.
It could really be any of those.
At this point, this battle between me and you is going to go to the death for the Critics' Choice Awards. We're either all going to get them all right or all wrong. Editing. We have The Big Short, we have Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Spotlight finally shows up.
It feels like this is another one that's kind of open, but...
Yeah, very much so.
I ultimately settled on Mad Max.
We're going to split here. I'm going with The Revenant. I think it could win, and that's just... The Spotlight could take this, too.
Because when you look back at a lot of years, way back, like, editing has gotten really, really prestigious and kind of been often close by with the Best Picture category.
Right.
But for a while there, editing was really action movie heavy.
Oh, yeah.
So...
And then stuff like Whiplash won, and then things changed, so... Production design. We have Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Carol, The Danish Girl, Mad Max Fury Road, and The Martian.
Yeah, despite its very odd exclusion from the Oscars, I went ahead and went with Carol here.
Personally, I'd give this to Bridge of Spies, but I'm going to go with AJ on this, and I'm going to also give it to Carol. Not something I'm happy about, just what I'm doing. Cinematography. We have Carol, The Hateful Eight, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Sicario.
I actually had Carol and then I marked it out. Carol does seem like...
It seems possible. Not likely, but possible.
But I feel like they'll go with... It's the deserving choice, but it's also being seen as the easy choice.
Mm-hmm.
I think... I'm not positive by any means, but I think they might go with The Revenant.
I'm going to go with Hateful Eight here. I mean, either way, we win, so... Literally. All right, let's go to screenplays now. Best adapted screenplay. We have The Big Short, Brooklyn, The Martian, Room, and Steve Jobs. I think this is going to be a surprise.
I'd say once again, these feel like a lot of the options feel like they could happen. I just went with The Big Short.
I'm going to go with a surprise win for Room here. I think it's really a possibility the Room is a legitimate contender, and it's going to continue to be. And I think a big win at the Critics' Choice Awards would actually be something, a nice feather in the cap going forward. Original screenplay, we have Bridge of Spies, Ex Machina, The Hateful Eight, Inside Out, and Spotlight.
I think pretty much any original screenplay category we have, Spotlight's going to run away with.
Yeah. Outside shot for pretty much anything else on this list, really. Like, any of these could win, but Spotlight's got it in the bag. I would be okay with anything winning on this list. I love every movie in original screenplay. Actually, I like every movie and screenplay at the Critics' Choice Awards, period. Not love, I like. At least tolerate everything that's nominated for screenplay. Weirdly enough, the one movie that I would probably say that I dislike, well, I don't say dislike, but the one that's the least on my scale would be The Big Short. Yeah, easily. Because some of my favorite movies of the year, a video you will see very soon, are on this list. Best Director.
This day.
Yeah, exactly. Best Director. Oh my god, we have Todd Haynes for Carol, Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu for The Revenant, Tom McCarthy for Spotlight, George Miller for Mad Max Fury Road, Ridley Scott for The Martian, and Steven Spielberg for Bridge of Spies. I don't know.
If we're going to base this on critical turnout, it would definitely be George Miller.
Yeah, I'm going with
Though Todd Haynes was very popular with critics.
Haynes has a chance. Inarritu has a chance. You know, honestly, I think Spielberg might have a chance here, too. But he didn't go any further, so, I mean...
Here, in particular, I'm feeling Miller.
Oh, God, I totally want to do something, but I've already given it away, so I can't, but... Best Acting Ensemble. We have The Hateful Eight, we have The Big Short, Spotlight, Straight Outta Compton, and Trumbo. I know what I want to say here, but I can't.
One kind of stuck out to me like that could be it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said to myself with almost certainty, really, that this would be Spotlight.
Yeah.
Because obviously I immediately jumped to The Big Short.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I started thinking about it, I was thinking, actually, I think Spotlight has this pretty easily.
Once more, you cannot go wrong with anything in this lineup. At all. And I would love to see The Hateful Eight or Straight Outta Compton take this. But, unfortunately, it's going to be a nice night for Spotlight, so it continues. I like this next category. Best Young Actor or Actress. We have Jacob Tremblay for Room, Milo Parker for Mr. Holmes, Shameik Moore for Dope, R.J. Cyler for Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and Abraham Attah for Beasts of No Nation. This seems pretty obvious, too.
I was going to say, there's a lot of really good performances in here.
Right.
And I feel like Agu should be a very forward option, but I think Tremblay's going to run away with us.
Yeah, considering the fact he was actually nominated for, like, I'm sure some of the, well, have any of these performances were nominated for Critics Awards throughout the season?
I saw R.J. Cyler's name once or twice.
But Tremblay's
shown up a lot.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm going with it. Plus, it's an incredible performance, and he's just going to get better as an actor. Like, anybody on this list is just going to get better as an actor, so... Because we don't have any actresses in this lineup that I can see. Unless I'm wrong.
The fact that he's the only one that was in the running to get a major nomination anyway.
Yeah, that pretty much just, like, seals the deal right there. I'm not happy with this next category, but it is what it is. Best Supporting Actress. We have Jennifer Jason Leigh for The Hateful Eight, Rooney Mara for Carol, Rachel McAdams for Spotlight, Helen Mirren for Trumbo, Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl, and Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs. Slowly becoming your favorite actress in the world.
This absolutely totally could be Rooney Mara.
It could.
But here I'm going to go with Vikander.
I'm going with Vikander too. I really want an upset here. But, I mean, Jennifer Jason Leigh winning this would be great. But I'd love to see her start winning. That'd be awesome. But I can't go against The Danish Girl right now, unfortunately. I love the next lineup, too. Best Supporting Actor. We have Paul Dano for Love and Mercy, Tom Hardy for The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo for Spotlight, Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, Michael Shannon for 99 Homes, and Sylvester Stallone for Creed. There's not a bad name in this list. And even though I haven't seen 99 Homes, what I've seen of it, Shannon is great in it. So I love every.
So the trailer.
Yeah, pretty much. But 2 of my favorite performances of the year are on this list, literally right next to each other. So
I think this will be one more victory for Stallone before Oscar on it.
yep. And that's easy to see right now. I mean, they could go for Rylance here, but I'm going with Stallone. I think it's the Cinderella story of this year, and I think it's going to be.
Between his Globe reaction and the reaction in the room to his nomination, I really underestimated the passion behind him.
Paul Dano or Tom Hardy winning this would be glorious, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, this is easily Stallone all day, every day. Best Actress! Alright, we have Cate Blanchett for Carol, we have Brie Larson for Room, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn, and Charlize Theron for Mad Max Fury Road.
It's still kind of a 2-woman race.
It is.
But
especially with critics. I mean, they went for both of them.
But I think Larson's going to kind of start dominating.
Yeah, this is definitely going to Larson here.
Ronan can get BAFTA.
Ronan probably. Oh, you know what's funny? If Larson gets BAFTA, then Ronan's done.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell people, like I said, I love the performance. It took me a while to get on that train, but I've been on the Larson train pretty much the whole time, and I think it's going to continue. This lineup's awesome. There's one person that doesn't need to be on it. Best Actor. We have Bryan Cranston for Trumbo. We have Matt Damon for The Martian. Johnny Depp for Black Mass. Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant. Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs. And Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl.
He hasn't seen The Danish Girl, by the way.
I don't like Eddie Redmayne. That wonderful glowing review you gave, it makes me really want to watch the movie, too, by the way.
I praised Vikander.
Yeah, you did. You praised Vikander. That's all you did. Literally. Honestly, this could go to a lot of different people.
No, it couldn't.
And by a lot, I mean 2.
You mean reasonable choices?
Yes.
Like they would be a good winner should they win?
Yes.
Okay. But we're pretty much all aware of DiCaprio's place in the race right now.
Right.
Something people have been wanting to hear for a long time.
It's finally going to happen for Leonardo DiCaprio this year. He's finally going to win the Oscar. And
unless Cranston wants to take SAG away.
Bryan Cranston's the only chance. Honestly, I may go with Cranston for SAG because it makes sense that it could happen, but DiCaprio is going to win this all day, every day. If anybody's going to beat him here, it's Cranston. A very, very outside chance for Michael Fassbender, but I think his critical love is pretty much done at this point, unfortunately, which sucks because that performance is great and it's starting to get overshadowed. Best Picture, we have 11 because of the thing that made people quit. We have The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Carol, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, Sicario, Spotlight, and Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I do want to point out real quick, I don't think I mentioned this. It wasn't I assume this was clear, but in the event that it wasn't, it had nothing to do with Star Wars' quality, why people were quitting. It wasn't the fact that
just the fact that they opened it up for one movie.
It was the whole the reasons behind doing that.
No, I can completely understand that.
So, we're looking at 2 things here.
Yep.
And it absolutely positively could be one or the other.
Yes.
It's literally the flip of a coin, but I'm going to go ahead and say that they split. And since we're dealing with critics, Spotlight.
Yeah, I'm going with Spotlight here too. Mad Max could easily win this.
Yeah, it's really just one or the other.
And I really don't think there's anything with enough critical love that is going to be able to even get in that, to be a 3rd place here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be Spotlight. Ashley's predictions will hopefully be coming soon. If they're not in video form, I'll make sure that they're in some sort of a form where you guys and girls out there can see them. I'll try to get them into a video if possible. If not, we'll just see what we can do otherwise. So that's going to end our Critics' Choice prediction video for at least the movie portion. We're not going to talk about television, as you mentioned in the very beginning of the video. So that being said, we got a lot of things to come this week. Obviously, it is Saturday, which means tomorrow, brand new Versus. Your cryptic comment is Explosions. And Monday, of course, will be the return of Gaming with Ash. And, of course, 11:30 Monday night, the WWE Raw Popcast. Wednesday will be NXT Popcast, which will also include other things around the world of wrestling. And Thursday, brand new Sip and Snack. Friday, AJ's movie reviews will be tackling a bunch of things, actually. A lot of things we don't want to talk about here. But It's another thing for another day. And it sounds like, if everything works out, the best of 2015 video will go on Saturday versus on Sunday, and you know how we do. So, obviously, we've got the SAGs and the BAFTAs coming up very soon. Those videos will be coming the Saturday before the Sunday ceremony. And in the SAG case, since it's on Saturday, I guess we'll put it on Friday. So you'll get double videos on Friday. So that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. AJ, any parting words?
I don't.
And that's all we got to say about that.
Right, so here's my picks. Recorded about 10 hours later than the other guys did it, because good old me fell asleep. Boom. Right, to quickly head over to, and I've got the wrong file open. That's preparation for you. So the Critics' Choice Awards, at least for the movie stuff anyway. So best special visual effects. See, the thing you've got to realise about these is, of course, that this is all critic stuff. So this is going to be the most fanboy stuff, other than like the MTV Movie Awards. It's like the nonsensical people are voting for this one, so more than likely all the stupid stuff is going to happen here. So I'm giving best special visual effects to Mad Max Fury Road. For best makeup and hair, it's Mad Max Fury Road. Best original song, I'm going with Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground, but I wouldn't be surprised if Furious 7 See You Again makes it in. And if they go for Writings on the Wall, God, I'm going to be pissed. Best original score, I've gone with Ennio Morricone for Hateful Eight. Best editing, I've gone with The Big Short. Best cinematography, I've selected Roger Deakins. I mean, that's the obvious one, but he never wins the Oscars, so I mean, if he wins here, the likelihood of Oscars is, I don't know. Let's just hope. For best costume design, I've gone for Sandy Powell for Carol. Although the fact that she's up for 2, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't win either. Best art direction, Mad Max Fury Road. Best foreign language, I've selected Son of Saul. For best documentary, I've gone with Amy. Slightly biased, but then also, not. Best actress in a comedy, my pick's Melissa McCarthy for Spy. Best actor in a comedy, I've gone for Steve Carell in The Big Short, because I'm wrong. I've also gone Big Short with best comedy movie outright, not just in the acting performance. Best sci-fi horror, I had said Ex Machina, but I've realised it's going to be Mad Max Fury Road. Best actress in an action movie, I've gone with Charlize Theron for Imperator Furiosa in Mad Max. For best actor in an action film, I've selected Tom Cruise, a guy that does his own stunts in what was a surprisingly good Mission Impossible film. It's one of the big things we have to take credit for. It's actually good. Oh my god. Best action movie itself, I've gone with Mad Max Fury Road, because it sort of is a no-brainer. And then I think we get to sort of the mainstreams. We get to like the Oscar-like stuff again now. We got best animated feature film, Inside Out, obviously. Best adapted screenplay, I'm sticking with Anna Donoghue for the Room script. I don't know. I'm going with Room. That's the one. For best original screenplay, I've gone with Tarantino, Hateful Eight, even though it probably won't go to them. Best acting ensemble, I've selected Hateful Eight because I think everybody did a pretty good performance in there. Admittedly, some of the blood bits were a bit crazy. Best young actor/actress, for relatively obvious reasons, I've picked Jacob Tremblay for Room. I think R.J. Cyler for Me and Ellen the Dying Girl had a chance until he was cast in the Power Rangers film. Just saying. Best supporting actress, I'm going to go with Rachel McAdams for Spotlight. The Best Supporting Actor, I'm sticking with Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, even though Stallone is probably now going to sweep the American awards, or at least the relatively big three. Well, certainly the big two, and then the third one. I've never heard the Critics' Choice Award until I've been forced to make picks for this. That's how good that is. Best Actress, I've gone with Brie Larson for Room. Best Actor, I've selected Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant. And then with the big two, Best Director, I've gone with George Miller for Mad Max. And Best Film, I've gone with Mad Max Fury Road. Considering this is the critics, and the critics have been all about it, and the foreign press and the Academy is probably going to go like, yeah, you deserve some recognition, but not that much. I think that this is the one that Mad Max is going to win a lot of, most likely. Admittedly, some of the awards are catered exclusively to it with the action category. But the fact that Charlize Theron made it into the list of the Mad Max, she made it into the 6 with the Best Actress stuff. Admittedly, with the other 5 being all 5 that are nominated for Oscars. So already she's the outsider. And then I guess the same with the actor, except Johnny Depp is the addition. But I think, it's... I do love the fact as well, apparently this is being done just out of an airport hangar. Is this Top Gun? I don't know. Either way, there's my picks. I may be handing you back over to Owen and AJ, I don't know, or I might be ending the video. Or something. Owen, just do your magic or whatever it is you call it.